Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Stalker of the Week, which is the Wounded Child. Long story short, Stalker of the Week is a sort of collective reading, almost personal, sort of. No, it is a collective reading that I do on an energy that kept showing up for all of the signs in some way or another, or for most of the signs. It's just an energy that stood out to me when I was doing a reading for the all signs. And then we pull that energy out, we look into it and see what messages it brings with it. And take what resonate, leave behind the rest, never ever force it to fit if it doesn't. And keep an open mind. This week here we have the Wounded Child, which is an archetype speaking of a personality trait. And we also have the Father, which I'm going to do in a separate video. The Wounded Child, I was actually doing the reading and technology. So I have some cards here that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. The Wounded Child is actually a good reading. Gotta be honest with you, believe it or not, although it is called The Wounded Child. The reason why this stood out to me is because it has to do with forgiveness. I feel as though I may be reading for a person here who's actually very, very strong and who have done a lot of work. If I were to go back and find that wound, the childhood wound, if there were any, is any, I will tell you in a minute here. I would have to go further back because in the recent past, the energy that shows up here, the recent past that's attached to this energy here is actually rather good. So, the Wounded Child is, I'm going to read to you what it says on the card here. When it has light and dark attributes. The light attribute is someone who has compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. That's one thing. But most importantly, it is someone here who, it's an energy that opens the learning path of forgiveness, right? When it is in the shadow, it blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving on through forgiveness. This has to do with forgiveness, right? I have some key cards here that I pull out. Sometimes I use. We here have Let the Pain Guide You, which is something about, again, pain points toward your deepest unhealed wound, right? Childhood wound. Speaking about what I get here is that the energy that I'm picking up on here, the person I'm reading for, is someone here who has a firm understanding of themselves. I'm going to say that this is you, right? It's easier for me to say it's you, but, take it as resonate. You would have a firm understanding of how you get triggered by the world, right? And when I look to the past here, this wound that's associated with a childhood wound has something to do with trust. It probably has something to do here with somewhere down the line you may have learned a long time ago here. You would have to regain trust in yourself, in your ability to trust in other people, your ability to believe that you can choose people wisely and not end up with idiots, But at the same time, I'm also seeing here an awareness about the fact that sometimes you would have to wear a mask just to get by here. It's like somewhere down the line you may have learned here to take on different personas depending on what situation it is that you are in. Maybe this wound here could have something to do here with also not feeling safe enough sometimes to open up yourself authentically or to actually speak your truth. Maybe you withdraw a little bit here on your authenticity, but there would be a reason for that, right? Somewhere down there, because somewhere down the line here, when I did ask, what is this wound about? It is about a betrayal. Someone here not acting in their integrity, probably a lack of transparency, we'll look into that. A lack of transparency, that's when someone lies, right? When someone here is not being upfront with you. Regardless of the situation, when they're not upfront with you, it can leave, but that's a betrayal. That's like, I trusted you. How could you hide things from me? Can I trust myself in trusting other people again, and will they lie to me? Well, that's, in the end, what I learned is that let karma take care of it. Personal advice here, let karma take care of it, as long as you show up with integrity. But there's no doubt here that we are reading here for you would have a capacity here to shapeshift, to take on different personas when you need. And maybe, I don't know why you're doing it, but we will see. I'm going to look a bit more into this betrayal here, this heart in the reverse. Some of you may have learned along the way to really please drama queens. And what do I mean by that? Not triggering them. In that case, please leave some advice. Show me here. Show me the heart down here. There we have the King of Wands and the Ten of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Well. The King of Wands is always, well, when he shows up with a heart in the reverse here, it's someone who's closed on their heart, and they can be a little bit of a bully here. Most likely, this is what always happens, right? There could have been a little bit of a disharmony in the way that people relate, most likely in friendships, right? Because these are friendship energies, and that's actually very interesting because we actually, now that I look at it, we have the friendship here. So this could be a bad friend. Right? A friend who could have just betrayed you in some way or another, right? Is there any reason to look into that? But let's see here, what has the healing journey been about when we look at this trust here? What was the healing journey about? I feel as though it may have something to do here with that you set up boundaries around yourself and you don't give to everyone. Right? Let's see here. There we have the channel. Let's see the journey there. The Queen of Wands and the Sun and the Judgment there. And there we have the Lovers. Queen of Wands showed up a little bit in the reverse, but she flipped. So, yeah. Alright, let me zoom in on this one. Alright, this is going to be such almost a shallow reading because it's so clear. It's very powerful. It's like the healing journey here has been, as all enlightenment journeys are, it's about shining that light within yourself. Do you see this here, how it shines from the inner heart? Well, it sounds from my head, but imagine that sun there, the sunbeam going into a heart, right? Do you see, it's about shining that light into yourself. Looking about how you may have found trigger wounds is about taking the power you have here, shining it within yourself. All of these here is about, shining the light within yourself, not so much about focusing too much about other people in a way, right? In a way, you still care about the relation, but when it comes to the awakening process, it's about, looking deep inside oneself, and then you rise up here with new energies, with a different way. You make a judgment call here and say, I'm ready for change. How did you manage this? How did you manage this? By letting the pain guide you. And very, very difficultly walking away from something here that probably wouldn't have benefited you anyway with all of these energies there. I mean, I kind of want to put this into contrast. Which one looks best? Which one do you prefer, the Sun or the Three of Swords? I feel as though you walked away from this one here. Saying, it's very simple, but that's what I really get here. You started listening to your intuition. You probably went the right path in a way here, right? Started listening to your intuition, started to look at things in a different way, listening to the small signs given to you by your heart. Now I want to see this mask here. What is that about? It looks as though here in the recent past you carry that mask here because you know what it is that you want, and you like yourself, and that's good. It's a good thing to like yourself. So if other people don't like you, which you see here in the past, then so what? I mean, we can't please everyone, right? I don't know. Maybe I know there are some people out there who have a need to be liked. It's always good to be liked. We always need to be liked. We need to be able to relate with people, right? But here, when it comes to the mask, I feel as though you actually been hiding a little bit. It's like you've been hiding the fact that you like yourself. Well, there would probably be situations where we have to do that. Depends on who we are with, right? It's almost as though you haven't been showing people that there's something here you let go of. It's like you're ready for something new. I really get as though you have fully released whatever you needed to release. There's this wound here. That's why you are in this forgiving part. That's probably also this trait that makes you so strong, is that you're willing to forgive and let go. So this is basically just a compliment. Let's see. Is there even any point in pulling one of these here? I was expecting this wounded child to be all sad. No. This is someone who's healed. So this is a clap, shoulder. What do we call it? Clap on the shoulder in English? I don't know. Jolly good. Let's see here. What do we have here in terms of any advice? It would be the oracle's gift into me. I see. This is something here about, using your words, the way you communicate, to look into yourself, to talk about yourself here. And really using your creativity to show yourself, even to yourself. It's like, sometimes when we speak about ourselves, have any of you ever gone into a shrink or psychologist? Whoever we talk with, right? Can coach, whatever. And they force us to do some exercises or to help us talk about ourselves. I believe that's something we do here also to get to know ourselves. And I know I'm not in the profession. I just know a few of the techniques. Because this feels like, getting to know oneself by also telling about yourself. No, the oracle's gift. When we ask for a sign from the universe, we are essentially asking for the divine guidance that we believe needs to come from a source outside of us. No, it comes from within us. Right? This is because we don't always trust our intuition, our ability to read between the lines and see beyond time and space. And we ask for signs and look for the mystical reassurance that our mundane life don't seem to offer. That it doesn't seem to offer, right? However, an oracle simply provides an answer that is already within us. Yes, it is. Oracles show up in a myriad of ways. Sometimes you see a billboard or hear a song or pull an oracle card and you get the exact message you need to support your choices or show you the way forward. Regardless of how the sign appears, an oracle is a reminder that you are part of this vast universe. You are witnessed by the great mystery, blah, blah, blah. You are magical. Today, trust in your capacity to know what is right. Tune into what it is that you need to tune into here. And yeah. Let this be a sign that you are indeed on the right path. This is about, listening to your intuition. And also allowing, when you then see these small signs, without going crazy and going all, I would almost say, neurotic, you see it for what it is. This is also about being realistic, right? And then we're going to look into this friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. What is this about? It's about the lovers. Could be a sibling. Oh dear Lord. The lovers, the emperor, and the 7 of wands, and the ace of wands. Oh, here we go. Just behind some sort of a brand new beginning, there lies that heart there. That conflict that you just walked away from. Some of you will prefer to have things go slow. In whatever situation you may be faced with. I mean, you could have a new friend coming in, or you have a friendship, right? Some of you could have just met someone, or you know someone that could turn into something more. But someone here will probably then want to start with a friendship, because this pain here lies just beneath, right? And it's just someone here may be tired of conflict and just prefers to get to know someone beforehand. So the friendship here feels like we could, of course, be dealing with somewhat of a soulmate bond. I am not going to deny that we are not talking about a strong connection in your life, although they are friends, right? Show me more. some of you, this is someone from the past. Ta-da! Why is this person within you? Why is this? I know. Tell me more about, this. I understand is in for reason. What is that reason? The King of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. 3 court cards. Are you fucking kidding me? The reason why this person is in your life is not to derail you. I feel as though they're very, very smart. They're very smart. They speak their truth. They have this defender within them. But within them is also someone that's very, very romantic. I mean, you could have someone here come into your life who is very, very romantic. But if some of you, for those of you who do carry that friend from the past here with you, you get to decide what's best for you, right? You get to decide. I do see here that it could actually be a choice that needs to be made. And for some of you, this is interesting. Will some of you then decide just to say, I'm gonna take a step back here and just relax. I'm gonna not be faced with all this tension here. Don't stress me out. Like, don't stress me out. What does this then have to do with the forgiveness? But you know what, when you are in a relaxed mode, you're going to have a lot of people coming your way, or a lot of things coming your way. Some of you may, however, have gotten used to being in a very tranquil state here, just taking care of yourself, not gambling with your heart here in any way. The forgiveness. Although you may have forgiven here, I keep getting this always shows up here, right? Although you may have forgiven something here, whenever there's a pattern here, that whenever I see an ace showing up underneath the deck, there's right behind it, or near to it, is the 3 of Swords. So behind every new beginning, every time you get this new beginning, is this pain here. It's like it's hidden here within you. And that's why I just get that maybe you just need things to go slow. And I think that's fine. I would advise that. What do we have here? Show the world the real you, and your hard work is paying off. Full moon in Aquarius. I almost want to see this. Show the world the real you. Some of you are actually just protecting yourself in a way. Well, in a way. Protecting yourself, not wanting to show the real you. Aquarius is the new moon? Yes, it is the full moon. I knew. No, I didn't know, but I know now. This is a message that you need to detach a little bit from the situation you're asking about. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length now, but that's not a bad thing. It's important for you to allow your life to unfold and progress, even if it seems a little frightening here. Be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on, and do not lose the beauty and romance of life. Yeah. And there we had this person here again. If you have anyone here, either it could be a new, it could be a past person. If anyone here gets into your head here, then it's about detaching from it. Then it's about looking at those trigger points here and look for the answer within oneself, and not always look for outside influences. Maybe that's also why it's difficult for me to actually get into this reading, because the answer is within you. I can't pull it out here. Whatever answer that may be too. Alright, let's see if there's anything. I mean, we always have the can control, can't control, right? Let's pull that. No, yeah, alright. No, let's see what's blessing. I don't feel so. Alright, can and can't. Can. Can't. Alright, you can't control if there's a man in your life who has a role to say. You can't really control that. You can't control other people, and you also know that, right? Yeah, you know that. Man, woman, doesn't really matter. You can't control people who are just in charge of their own life. You would know. What you can control, if you ever feel as though you are tired and stuck by maintaining the same thing, try to do things differently, right? People go insane by doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Look up that quote from Einstein. More blessings coming your way here. Hunter. I don't know, I feel as though someone here will want you. I don't know who it is, but alright, we could have a little bit of a selfish energy coming your way. If you do have a situation going on where you have one of those past people who keep you on the back burner, let's just be honest, yeah, they're gonna follow you there. And for some of you, you may actually experience that you're ready to do something new. Right. Ready to break boundaries. But it's very important that it stems from within yourself. Alright, that whatever this is about, you tell me. I'm gonna do the father now. Take care, guys.